In today's episode, I'll be doing a recipe that I can't actually take credit for this time, as it doesn't belong to me. It does, however, belong to the person I'm dedicating this episode to. This is for the person who drove 175 miles to pick me up from Download Festival because I wasn't enjoying it. Yep, that's how rock and roll I am. This is for the person who wouldn't let me eat silly string off the pavement when I was little because I thought it was chewing gum. This is for the person who did my homework for me in the early hours of the morning. The person who picked me up early from school because I was sick when 100% of the time I was not sick. This is for the person who taught me how to cook. This is for you. Lenny from The Simpsons. Only kidding, Mum. But I know how camera shy you are, that's why I'm using a picture of Lenny. Right, what you'll need is 1 shallot, a clove of garlic, sweet potato, if you haven't got that, carrot will do, a teaspoon of tomato puree, a splash of double cream, a splash of white wine, dry, and a splash of port, vermicelli, and vermicelli. That's 3 vermicellis. You want to start off by dicing your shallot, slicing downwards, keeping the cuts together as close as possible for a finer dice, and then cutting across. So it's quite ironic that I've got a picture of a Simpsons character here, because when me and my brother were younger, we actually weren't allowed to watch The Simpsons on the basis that Bart Simpson was a bad influence because he was an underachiever. Little did my parents know that when I grew up, I was going to be an underachiever, so cheers, Bart. Now chop up your garlic, like an overachiever, because you've got some making up to do. Peel your sweet potato, and you can use your peelings to make Lenny look really angry, like this. That doesn't work. Grate your sweet potato until it's completely fine, like... well, that's not right, is it? Now you want to grab your cheddar cheese. I know I didn't mention this before and I apologise. You want to start grating and make sure it doesn't break off like it does there. Kick it away like you're a professional football player. Grate it. Right, get rid of that. One more time and it'll be a penalty kick.
Ronaldinho success!
I knew that would happen. Get your pan on. Put some salt in your boiling water ready for your pasta. Add a glug of olive oil to your pan. Put in all of your veg. And you just want to fry it off for a bit. Give it a little stir around like that. Season with salt and freshly ground pepper because we're snobs. And then let that cook for a bit. Then you want to add your wine and a few or a lot of splashes of port, depending on how drunk you want to get. So let that cook out. In the meantime, put your pasta on because it's not going to take long from here. Add tomato puree to the sauce. It will start to get a bit stodgy, so you just add a bit of pasta water and it will loosen up. And speaking of loosening up, I'm not talking about morals. You want to loosen up your pasta by turning it around a bit like that. And then you want to add your cream. Which is right near the end now. This is a really nice little dish that actually was sort of made by accident because me and my sister were hungry and it was dinner time. My mum didn't really know what to do, so she just got a load of things that she had lying around and it all came together like this, and it's one of our favourite dishes now. And now I've got a recipe and I'm doing it for you. So add your pasta, you don't need to drain it much. Add your cheese. Give it a little stir. Make sure it all comes together. It will be a bit stodgy, but that's the beauty of this. Time to plate up. And where this is nice and sort of claggy and it comes together, you don't really need a fork or anything to twine it around, so you can make it look really nice with just the tongue. Add a bit of sprinkling of cheese on top. Bit of fresh ground pepper. And every mum loves a bunch of flowers. Even a chive flower, which is what we're going to use. And we want to just take the head off this, really. As brutal as that was. They may look delicate and everything, but be careful with this because it's a very strong oniony flavour. So you don't need a lot, but there it is. Now this is a great comfort food and something you can just whip together quite quickly. And eat it straight away because it won't be this in the morning. And there we have it. It's in the books. My mum's vermicelli. And if you haven't made it before, well now you have, so congratulations. Woo! Yeah. Hope it did you proud. Here comes the aeroplane. No, fine, don't eat it.